something really is wrong with my camera. So I'm gonna be filming on my phone today, so we'll see how that turns out. I would have preferred to use my camera, but it keeps going crazy on me. And my SD card got corrupted, so great time for me. But I think that the video that she posted on her Instagram page about like the purpose behind launching these lipsticks, I think really was motivational, and it brings to the attention that, you know, people make mistakes and that's totally normal. There's nothing wrong with that. We have to learn from our mistakes and move on. So good for her. I'm happy that she launched more lipsticks. I got 3 shades. I got Momma, Crabby, and Confident. In terms of the formula, I did wear one of the lipsticks yesterday because I wanted to test it out before I recorded about it. And let me just say, I'm very impressed. I was eating really greasy foods. I had a burger and the lipstick literally faded off so nicely. Like, I was so impressed. I thought it was gonna be like, you know, like all blurry around the edges of my lips, and that it was just gonna like, I guess, like move around. But it didn't. It just completely faded off and it left a really nice stain behind. The texture of the lipstick is really thin, so I was a little bit worried about it being a drying lipstick, but it's actually not. On their Instagram page, they posted a lot of swatches, especially arm swatches of their lipsticks before launching, but I was having a really hard time envisioning what they would actually look like on the lips. I think that with nude lipsticks, it's also extra challenging to figure out if they're actually gonna look like what they look on the arm. Because for me, that's not usually the case. They look completely different on my lips than they do on the arms. So I figured it would be really useful to make a video about it. And I get to have an excuse for not doing homework. One thing I noticed is that the swatches look really different depending on the lighting. Like if you're inside versus outside, the lipstick looks very different, especially like with the lighter colors that I saw online. So I try to put up my brightness on my light pretty high, and it's also daytime, so hopefully that gives you a good idea of the true colors of these lipsticks. So the color that I'm wearing right now is Crabby, and Crabby, I swatched it on my arm. This one looks pretty true to the swatch. It actually might look a little bit darker on the arm, like the slightest bit. Crabby, as you can see, doesn't make my teeth look yellow, even though it's a warm tone. And it's a coral, but it's not like a bam in your face type of coral, like the majority of corals are. So it's very wearable, and I think that it's a mid-tone. It's not dark, and it's not a light lipstick. So I think that a lot of skin tones are going to be able to pull this off, and it's going to be a very hot color for the summer for sure. So this is Momma in the tube. It looks like extra bright right now with this lighting, but this is the one that I wore yesterday, and it didn't look as like bright as it does right now. But keep in mind, I also need to let it dry down. Here it is, swatched on my arm. This is a really pretty pink. It's like a bubblegum pink. I think it actually looks darker in the tube than what it is. I really like this one for sure. I think it's a unique color, and if you're looking for something different, like if you already have a lot of lipsticks, I do think that this one is worth purchasing for sure. And same with Crabby, but this one is definitely the most unique one in my opinion from the ones that I got. I really wanted to get a nude from her line because obviously that's like the main point of her line, and they looked really nice. And like I said, finding nude lipsticks is very challenging because they look so different on everyone. I was in between this one and Get Real, but I'm actually glad that I did get this one because I think that Get Real would have been way too light on me. This one is like a light to mid-tone nude. As you can see, it looks darker in the swatch than it actually does on the lips. You see that? I regret not getting Be Brave because I think that one was more of a pink nude, and I think that I do need more pink nudes in my collection, but because I am a warm undertone, I was scared that the pink would pull off more like a warm pink, and I already have plenty of those in my collection. So I wanted like a neutral color. I think that this one's really nice to wear on its own. You don't really need a lip liner with it, which is another reason why I got this one, because I'm not huge on lip liners. I really like it. I just think that I already have something similar. When I realized how many possible dupes I have for this lipstick, I was like, I think that's a sign for me to stop buying this type of shade, but I think that I'm naturally attracted to this type of color. So then I end up with the same stuff all over again. The Kylie Velvet Liquid Lipstick in Commando looks very similar to this color. And I got this one on sale. So if you get lucky, you might be able to get a dupe for this for cheaper. This one is Confidence. And then this one right there is Commando. Yesterday, I actually was so tripped out by how similar they looked that I did half of one and half of the other. But then when you look at the full lip with Commando, it does look a little bit darker than Confidence, but it's still in that same range, if that makes sense. And also, I think that the Kylie Jenner Velvet Liquid Lipsticks are definitely moussier in texture, so they're definitely less drying, and they might not last as long as the Jaclyn Hill ones, if that's something you're considering. Another dupe that I found for Confidence is this Morphe liquid lipstick in the shade Taunt. In terms of like the lightness of the tone, it's definitely getting there with Confidence. On the arm, it definitely looks more like brownish for sure, but even if it looks pretty different on the swatch, I feel like on the lips it's kind of like the same concept. So another possible dupe that I think is as close or even closer is this other lipstick, but this is a different formula. This is a cream lipstick from the Kylie Jenner line, and it's called Dulce de Leche. Again, looks pretty darn similar to me, and it's a different formula. On here, I think it pulls off a little peachy. But I figured I would include this even if it's a cream lipstick because I really felt like it was so similar. I'm also curious about seeing if this NYX lipstick is similar, but I don't know. I figured we'd swatch it since we're here. I didn't try this one out yesterday, but I remember that I had it in my collection. So the top one is the NYX Lingerie Push-Up Lipstick in the shade Push Up. And this lipstick, by the way, is like my favorite, I think, at the moment. I think it just really flatters my skin tone, and it's like a really good color for every day. I've been enjoying it, and it's, you know, it's NYX, so it's definitely cheaper than the Jaclyn Hill ones. And as I'm talking, I'm like, wow, I might have been wrong thinking that the other ones were closer, because this one is actually very close. Hopefully this video was useful for you to see these lipsticks on the lips and to possibly consider some dupes for that Confidence lipstick. Although I do love Jaclyn Hill and I do think you should support her, I will say that the rest of the tones, the other two colors that I bought from her line, are very unique. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry, I was kind of all over the place. I'm a little scatterbrained on what's going on with my camera, but I hope that it was useful. See you next time.